is currently a teacher, assistant coach here at Valdosta High School. He came to us 3 years ago from Raines High School, whereby he graduated in 1985 playing football and baseball. After graduating from high school, he came to Valdosta State College in 1990 and graduated with a 3.2 GPA. After college, he went back and was able to coach the high school that he attended and won the 1997 state championship at Raines High School in Jacksonville, Florida. He has been coaching and teaching for 15 years at the high school level. He currently has 5 players in the NFL and 3 players playing Major League Baseball. He's married to wife Kenya B. Coffey for 10 years and has a daughter, Kelsey Coffey. At this time, please welcome our first speaker, Coach Welton Coffey.
I've been called an idiot at halftime and the next Messiah at the end of the game, but I've never had a standing ovation. Really, that is heartfelt. There's no question about it. I really do appreciate it. My wife was here this evening. I know she would, because she puts in a lot of time. So, question, coaches' wives, girlfriends, the children's sacrifice. There's no question. When you're trying to do this job right, you give up a lot of yourself. A lot of these guys up here have been coaching a lot longer than I have. I'm still at the ground floor of it. And they sacrifice a lot of things to make sure your kids are on the field being productive. They sacrifice a lot of things to make sure your kids conducting themselves out of your eyesight. It's really incredible here in Valdosta. I had 3 or 4 people tell me I was speaking at the banquet before I was asked, and it kind of caught me off guard. It's not a problem. Anytime that you are asked to speak, I've always felt you need to educate, inform, and give you all something to think about when you leave the building. I promised Mr. Wall, he told me about 21 times, Coach Coffey, please keep it 15 minutes, because I know I can get a little long-winded. So I promise you, Mr. Wall, I'll definitely keep it 15 minutes. In fact, I'm going to take off my watch right here and put it in front of me. Again, it's a great honor. Thank you, Mr. Stanton. Mr. Sam Allen, a man over the last few years I've grown to love. I appreciate you. We see eye to eye and understand a lot of things. I appreciate you welcoming me into your home and us speaking frankly. Thank the parents, Touchdown Club members. You guys have treated me and my family so well. There's no question about it. And I thank you. And I would like to believe because I work hard and do what I need to do. And hopefully we can continue that relationship. It is a great honor to be at Valdosta High School. I remember my father talking about it quite a bit when I was younger. I mean, Valdosta is no question well known. And to have the opportunity to be here and actually coach here, believe you me, I don't take that for granted. I respect that. You read so many things in the newspaper, but when you're actually in that situation, you get that first-hand deal of what's actually going on. It's just football, but it's taken seriously. And it's used as a stepping stone to get our young people to understand exactly what it is they should be striving for in life. I've been charged with giving a message to the seniors, but I think I'm going to step on all of the players' toes here this evening. The players understanding what kind of individual I am. I'm a loving man. I would like to believe that. But I'm very straightforward, and I'm very candid. And sometimes when you do that, you expose yourself a little bit, which I don't have a problem doing. A statement that I make, if you don't like what I say, you can meet me at, what's the color of my truck, Jones? Green truck. Amen. You got no problem, but I'm saying you can meet me at the green truck. And rest assured, everything that is being said is out of love. These coaches and these players have worked so hard to have a solid season. one thing I will tell the seniors, I want you to remember the camp. I want you to remember running through the woods. I want you to remember the poles. I want you to remember the gases. Because see, these are the things, seniors, when you leave here, when you walk out of these halls for the last time, when you go off to school, or you go into the military, or you go on a job site, those things you learn there are going to be the very foundation of what you are as a man. Public speaking is an interesting thing, you know, and I took a couple of classes on it. And in taking these classes, they've always taught me to always look around and always look at people in the eye. This is one thing that I like to express to you young people, and again, not just the seniors. If you want real respect, I'm not talking about that fly-by-night, my dog garbage. I'm talking respect from a man or a woman. It's imperative that you learn how to communicate. It is imperative when you're communicating with people to look them in the eye, because the eyes are the windows of the soul. I can remember, and the kids know in Bible studies, I have to tell you stories, because I can't tell you about you, but see, I can tell you about me, and I don't mind, again, exposing myself. I remember being in high school, and my mother finally let me register for my own classes, like some of you underclassmen are doing right now. And I'm smart enough now to be slick. I'm not going to register for the honors classes that I'm supposed to be in. I'm going to slide on by and get no standing classes. Not knowing that my mother is much smarter than me. And even though she let me do it on my own, she still called and followed up on it. I was enrolled in the standard courses. But she had already worked out something with the teachers. And I remember this one teacher in my social studies class, Mr. King, hard-nosed teacher, disciplined guy. He allowed me to come into the class. He allowed me to take the notes, and I'm doing well. But when it came to test time, he gave me the honors test. Well, it was material on the test that I had not studied for. So I still had to take the test. And of course, I thought that was so unfair. How can this man disrespect me like that? After taking the test, I was lucky enough to make a B on it, but again, missed some of the information. And I asked him why. And he said, I talked with your mother, and you don't have enough respect for your intelligence to sign up for the honors courses. You're going to suffer through this. Every test I received from every class that year was an honors test, but I was given the standard notes. So I had to persevere. I had to press on. Until you learn to respect yourself enough, until you learn to do that, you will not accomplish the goals that God has set, accomplish the thing that God has out there for you. We understand that everything is based on love. But respect must first begin with each and every one of you. Some of you guys are getting ready to leave out of here. You're going out in the real world, and the world will not love you back. There will be no one to wake you up in the morning. If you have not learned that skill now, you're in trouble. There will be no one to pom-pom you about getting it done in the weight room. It has to come within. You must have enough respect, real respect, of yourself to get it done. I wrote something down here, and it's a few years back, and us coaches, we always writing things down. And I gave it to all my players, my first year as a head baseball coach. Things that I've learned through my life and my travels. And I've called it not just words, and I had everybody put it up in their lockers. Some important words here. Character, moral excellence and firmness, integrity, firm, having a code of morality, intellect, the capacity of knowledge, intensity, extreme degree of strength, force, energy, or feelings. Passion, an outbreak of emotion. Pride, justifiable self-respect. Loyalty, faithfulness to a cause, ideal, custom, or institution. Fortitude, strength of mind that enables a person to encounter danger. And again, the last thing was respect. If you keep these words in mind, whether you are seniors, whether you are underclassmen, I guarantee you the things that you face every day in your home, in your neighborhoods, your communities, in your school, you'll be able to fly right over it. But just like you sell out on the field, you need to sell out to these words, because nobody's going to give you anything. It is earned. It is earned. When I call your name, stand up, please. Again, if you're here. Tom Amion. See, Amion, I've gained a great deal of respect from you because you excel in the classroom after going through such a grueling football practices and a football schedule. See, I respect that. Antonio Bell. See, Antonio, I respect you a great deal because you've had some issues to go on in your life right now. And it's causing you to step up to the plate and be a man before your time. But you keep the same spirit about yourself. Anytime anyone's talking to you, you're always pleasant. I respect that. Steve Dawson. See, I respect the way you work. See, a lot of people confuse that with whine. But you will work to get things done. There's a certain amount of seriousness you have to yourself. I have respect for that. Taurus Williams, a young man that I've grown to love, and have disappointed me at times, but I still love you. But I've grown to respect you because you will fight. There's no question about that. Antonio Bellamy. See, it's not about size all the time. It's about how hard you work. You had your opportunity this year, and you got the job done, son. I respect that. Ryan Thomas. You come into this situation from somewhere else. You have no idea about Wildcat football. You stepped up, played out of position, a position you were not used to. And despite what happened to Lincoln, you showed up Monday for practice. You took responsibility. But see, I'm going to deflect that off you. That's on me. That's being a man, Ryan. I respect that. Hear more. Everyone loves how you play the game. But we love your unselfishness that you have shown for 3 years. Playing out of position and excelling at that. I respect that. Jarvis Stokes. Upset with you, went to Maquitos and the drive-thru to let you know how I felt about you. And I ain't changed my mind. But you stood up to me and you made a comment to me. And I had to respect it. I appreciate you telling me that. That's your first step to becoming a man. Marvin Reed. Battling all through camp with this thigh injury, not getting the reps that you wanted to because of that. You wouldn't tell anybody, son. I respect that. Yes, it may have hurt you in some games, but you battled through it. I respect it. Travis Hall, outstanding, son. Going from receiver to DB, back to receiver, and being a productive player. And you did not complain. You wanted to help the team. I respect that. Brandon Rice and Javaris Sanders, stand up. When things were bleak, John, you always had an encouraging word for Coach Dalton. You always told him that you loved him. I respect that, gentleman. Hubert Davis, you waited your turn, got moved to another position again, and you excelled. A defensive leader on the field, not by words, but by action. I respect that. Jim Martin, battling all kind of demons, first getting to high school, getting on the field. Now you have an opportunity to play Division I AA football. I respect that, Jim. Andrew DeLong. Drew, I remember you got in from Valdosta and you caught the devil at the first camp. But I remember one day in practice, we were getting kind of nasty in the goal line, and you pancaked somebody. And they bowled up at you, Drew, and Drew cocked his lip up and snarled back at him and pushed him and said, get out my face. See, Drew, you changed. God bless you. I respect that. Where's Griff? Where's Griff? You see how your players or your team, the teammates respect you? I respect that, Griff. Trey Miles, Rick Harris. No special teams, coach. You guys get the football and go kick. That's all you were told to do. But you went over there and you guys worked. I respect that. Mine. You have a wonderful spirit about yourself, son. You're a beautiful young man. No matter if you're on the field or off the field. You always have encouraging words to say. I respect that. What is respect? In closing, listening and not talking. Fear but not being afraid. Stability, not chaos. Humility and not pride. Real and not fake. Waiting and not reacting. Acceptance, not selfishness. Wisdom and not being a wise behind. Patience and not instant gratification. Love and not hate. God bless you. Thank you very much.